Breaking up with a high value man is not for the weak. All right, let's check this out.
I actually don't hear a lot of people talking about how different breakups feel when you start dating like higher echelon men and higher value men. Like when you're
The reason why you don't hear about it very often is because if a woman finds a high value man, she best damn keep it because that's something special. So if we're hearing you talk about dating high value men, that means that you're not up to snuff. But by all means, prove me wrong.
dating like an average guy or even like a below average guy, you guys break up and like there's shit you can hate on. You can think like, wow, he was a loser. He like was a bum. He had no drive in his life. He didn't have a job. He was a horrible boyfriend, whatever.
Okay, he had no drive in his life. He was a bum. What was the other thing you said? Drive, he was a bum, something, I don't know. When you say things like that, how does that make him a below average or average dude? I think a lot of these individuals, especially a lot of these type of women, not all women, these type of women don't really understand that for the past 30 years, everything has been stacked to go towards women's favor, giving them all of the tools that they need, giving them extra ladders to get up these walls, while slowly taking more and more away from men. It's not even like as old was 60-40 in terms of fairness between females and males anymore. In fact, I just finished looking at this video where you had these two people debating masculinity and they were both closeted feminists. It was a guy and a girl, and they both agreed on everything, though the video was called a debate. And the guy says, women have had so many tools, women have had so many tools to help them along the way, and that's a collective positive. That's a collective good. That makes absolutely no fucking sense because there's two sexes last time I checked. If you give everything to one fucking side and you make it lopsided towards the other side, how is that a collective win? It makes no sense. But then again, the same dude sat there and said, um, men need to do more, but at the same time, he also said, and he said this before, men need to do more and step up. Because every time that they tried to say anything whenever they had to say something negative about women, it was women are doing fine, it's men. Women are doing okay, it's men. He also admitted that when it comes down to the court systems, it's all in favor of women. And then also says, but men need to step up. Makes no fucking sense to me. But let's continue.
But when you date upper level men and then have to go through breakups with them,
I guarantee you, if she starts listing off what makes a high value man, all it's gonna be is things that he provides for her. I guarantee you, like I guarantee. Let's go.
you can't say any of that shit. The guy
hmm
you were dating was educated,
That has absolutely nothing to do with being a high value man. Now, don't get me wrong, it's good for him, but in terms of being a high valued man for a relationship, are you sitting here trying to say that a high value man back in the day who didn't go to school, who helped pioneer this fucking country, was not a high value man? The traditional men that you women claim wish still exists because you want traditionalism while being super ultra liberal modern, which you don't need no man, but you still need a man. Okay,
made lots of money, had an
makes lots of money. What does that got to do with being a high value man? Now, if you was to say that that's good for him, by all means. But what you're saying here, because all of these things that she's saying is how it benefits her. Let's continue.
amazing job, took care of himself.
I wouldn't give a fuck if this man was a garbage man. And it doesn't matter what job he, again, that has absolutely nothing to do with being a high value man. For all you know, this man could be a zookeeper. He could be the zookeeper. What does that matter? He could be working in the sewers. What does that matter? We just finished doing a video where a woman was bashing her husband who was a utility lineman making six figures a year, saying he doesn't do enough with the four kids. I don't even think all the kids were his. And it also was a lie. And said she was ready to divorce him after almost 20 years. Let's continue, low value woman.
Looks good,
What does that gotta do? What does that gotta do with being a high value man?
is tall,
Yo, is the video, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let this play out. I don't need to add anything else to this. This is dumb. Listen, just play. Just go.
etc. And has lots of options. Like there's nothing you can attack for your own ego. And on top of that, a lot of people in breakups love to be like, well, they're gonna regret that. They're gonna regret fumbling dating higher value men, they probably won't because they can replace you like that. So yeah, I've raised my standard and I'm dating like way better guys now, but going through breakups with them is not for the weak.
So basically what I've been saying about these type of women is that they continuously poison the well and they only date men at the higher upper levels, but they won't give other guys a chance because even things that are completely out of that guy's control does not matter. As she said, a high value man sums up a man that she can't disrespect at the end of a breakup. That is what she summarizes as a high value man. A high value man is somebody that can give her the things that she wants and she knows that she's replaceable. This has nothing to do with the lie that a lot of these ones say, oh, it's about emotional development. It's about being there and being loving and being kind. Mind you, she said nothing in terms of being a good partner or a good man to her, or she helping her be a good woman. She said absolutely nothing about fucking love. All she said was tall, looks good, makes money. Those were her fucking tall. Tall was what makes again, again, they're never beating the fucking allegations. Never. And again, she says she upped her dating. You know what? I'll let her say it out of her own words.
Like that. So yeah, I've raised my standard and
I raised my standard. I raise my standard. Your standard is you raise your standard, but you yourself are garbage. Make it make sense. Let's read three comments at least. Let's at least read three comments. I think she makes sense. I think she makes sense, but I don't think that's why she made the video. I think she was looking for an excuse to indulge her narcissism and exhibitionism. By saying that she's dating high value men, she's making the unspoken statement that she's a high value woman. Because high value men don't go for low value women. That's not true because men don't hold women to the same standard. Men don't give a fuck about how much a woman makes or how smart a woman is. If a, there can be a guy who he doesn't even have a type, but if he sees a woman who he says, "Wow, this woman, we can complement each other well," and it's not, oh, men just look at looks. Looks is very important, but again, how good of a person is? It's crazy. Men, not dogs. We're not talking about dogs. We're not talking about Andrew Tates. We're talking about men. Men who are that want a family. They'll go to a girl who they see as potential as a proper person who they like. That's it. That's all it is. I like you. Let's be partners. That's it. They don't care about how tall the girl is. They don't care about how much money she makes. They don't care about her being educated. None of that fucking matters. Anyway, because high value men don't go for low value women. And of course, there's an obligatory cleavage in the frame. And of course, there's the obligatory cleavage in the frame. I'm skeptical of pretty much any video. I'm skeptical of pretty much any video where a woman is trying to show off her boobs unless she's transparent about the fact that she wants to show off her boobs. And again, I was just about to say this. High value men sleep with low value women all the time. That's the reason why they hire prostitutes and they mess with a lot of porn stars. Though I don't think by default porn stars are low value women is just bullshit. Revelations of a whore. Where's the word love? Or any of the similar words. Isn't it supposed to be proportional to love, bond, connection, etc.? No, because we're listening to a low value woman talk about high quality men. You shouldn't. Anyway, that's the video. Catch you guys next time. Peace.